So, Tego, the topic that Eddie announced and said, I don't even know what that is.
Cross-market demand.
Cross-market demand. So for me, what that is, I know, but I would have said the same thing had you and I not talked about it regularly. Yeah. It's really, where are people coming from that are coming and buying houses in New Mexico, or where are they looking from? Where are they at when they're online searching for homes in our market, which is a really cool stat that it's so fun to know, like that stat's out there.
Well, there's not a whole lot of data when we look at, where are people that are, let's say, moving to New Mexico or buying homes in New Mexico, where are they coming from? This is the best data set that I've found. It's from Realtor.com, which is one of the home search websites, national website. They have thousands and thousands of, home searches all the time. And so what they can look at is they can see where people are based on their, internet location.
Their IP address.
Their IP address, very good. And they can also see, and then, where they are, and then what locations those people are looking at, what cities, different, in this case, where metro areas are people looking at. And so we can do a back search and say, okay, for people that are looking in the Albuquerque metro, where are those people? So it's kind of interesting.
So what's interesting is when you think about it, it's like how many are actually looking at homes from here, right? How many are online in our metro area looking at homes, and how many are outside of maybe our state?
Well, so what's interesting is, so for our market, it's about 60% are either, local in Albuquerque or, in the state, basically, right?
So in about just over half are in New Mexico or in the metro area looking within.
So, the most buyers, and that's what we see, is most people buying homes are from here. And then,
but 60% isn't huge. I mean, when you think about 40% are somewhere out of our state,
that's
right?
That's true. And
you say most, but 60%.
Well, what I mean is that this shows where people are looking. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're actually buying, right?
Right.
This is where people are that are looking.
This is where a neighbor could be looking to see what the neighbor's house is.
Right. So the person in New Jersey that's looking, they could be looking in Albuquerque, and they could be looking in Tucson and Phoenix and Colorado Springs and San Antonio and all those other markets that are, kind of, right. Boise, Idaho. So let's talk about Boise. So Boise has been one of the bellwether markets in the country in the last couple of years, because their home prices have been the highest highest appreciated in the whole country. A lot of that is people coming from California. But they're the exact opposite. 60% of the home shoppers looking in Boise are outside of the city and state. So it's so if you think about markets where a lot of people are moving to from other places, kind of puts it in perspective compared to Albuquerque. So
okay, well, I can't stand it.
Okay, let's go.
All right, let's go. Where are people when they're looking at homes from out of state? Where are they?
From other states, it's Newark, New Jersey, New York. Obviously
that's the city.
Well, it's the metropolitan area, so that's a huge, obviously, population base, right?
Right.
Number 2 is Las Vegas, Henderson, Paradise, basically Metro Las Vegas, Nevada, is number 2. Number 3, which is very close to Las Vegas, is LA, Long Beach, Anaheim. Again, that's a huge population base, so you have to, kind of think about that. Dallas, Fort Worth is right up there. Denver's right up there, and then Phoenix is right up there. So I found that
and then Tucson.
And then
so
Tucson.
So that rounds out the top 7, right?
Yeah.
And they're big, like New York, New Jersey metro area. 8.1% of all views are coming from that part of the country.
Yep.
Las Vegas, 7.7%. Los Angeles, 7.4%. Down to Phoenix, 4.7%, and Tucson, 4.4%.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Yeah. And like we said, of that up to 60% that were searching while they were in the state, some of those could have been people who were visiting.
Could be.
And looking at houses, right?
Well, it wasn't Balloon Fiesta because this was quarter 3. So
right.
Yeah. It wasn't during Balloon Fiesta. So anyway, interesting information, just something to kind of keep perspective on what's going on with the real estate market and where people are they're looking at New Mexico. We do know there has been, an increase in migration to New Mexico. And so it's just kind of curious to see where they are coming from.
Yeah, we get asked that a lot when we're out at events and things or
Yeah.
out socializing, right? And people are always saying, well, where are people coming from?
Yeah.
And, they always start with California. And
Yeah.
the stat
Yeah.
would say the most of them
Yeah.
are looking from the metro area
Yeah.
of New York.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.